Yeah, shalom. Oh, one second, let me get that out. Shalom, everyone. Shalom. I want to welcome everyone to King James Bible University Precept Mastery. I'm Elder Michael Johnson, and today we're going to be going through a little bit of a change. We have the deacons. They was tied up and they had to take care of other business, so we just stepping in to assist our dear brothers. So we have a part here where we had a brother that was in the Zoom area and he had a question, and we're going to show that and show you actually how it works out. And these are some things that we can go through where some people don't come in Zoom, don't see them, and we can help people out to which when they ask these questions, we can answer them. And I'm asking you guys to bear with me because I'm going to be showing some things because what we was doing there, we wasn't showing the Bible because at the time I had just switched over some things, so I wasn't able to switch to go from Bible back. But I will be doing it here. That's why I'm doing it live, so we can go directly to the Bible, and then we can start going through it. So I'm asking everybody just to bear with me and to see what's going on. But I ask you still to make sure you write down any precepts that you may need, because these things help you to understand what thus said the Lord. And as we do this, it helps pull you away from false doctrine, because false doctrine is rampant. And one thing I do want to make sure everybody clearly understand about doctrine. And people will tell you and why we go after Christian type doctrine so much. One thing to always remember: if you have 45,000 plus, and I want you to get that really in your head, 45,000 plus, because they add to it every day, plus different denominations of Christian religion. That should tell you something right there in a nutshell. That should tell you in a nutshell. The same as you go into a grocery store and you're looking for some medicine up on a medicine table, and you see they got Robitussin and many different things. You got 15 to 25 plus different types of things for cold medicines. You don't know which one works. But there's only one doctrine in the Bible that actually going to tell you the truth. It'll tell you against other ones, but it's going to tell you the truth all the time. And that's why it mixes people up when they speak with us. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get out the way and I'm going to get this started up and let you start seeing then why we calling it lion training. Because we training these brothers up to learn how to deal with this Bible. That's part of the point on what we're doing here. So I'm going to go through and we're going to let them go through this and we'll show what's going on. So with that, we start.
I do. I've been over here physically raising my hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead, my brother.
So I got some precepts, and then I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So Hebrews 10 and 18, Hebrews 10:26.
No, you can't just do it that way.
I'll read it.
Yeah, 10:18. What?
Uh, Hebrews chapter 10, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll read it. Now where remission of these is, there is no more offering for sin.
Mm-hmm.
Hebrews 10:26.
Mm-hmm.
For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one is John 8:11. She said, no man, Lord. And Jesus said unto her, neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more.
Mm-hmm.
So my question was, is there continual repercussions for sinning willfully after coming to the truth, or is it just a one and just a one being dealt with once and then just moving on from there.
Okay, pretty good question. Pretty good question. Pretty good question. You must have got that from Brother Mike.
No, that's my question.
I'm just bothering. Yeah. So what's going on here? Let's go to 18. So everybody, we can go to 18. In Hebrews 10:18, I'm going to show you a couple of things that most people don't know. He's a new brother. He's been back here for a minute, but he's a pretty new brother. But we're going to show something. And I'm going to show you something here in verse 18. And it's telling you, it says, now, where remission. So we got to know what remission is. That's a key thing you need to know. This is why, people can stay mad at me all day long. Just be mad at me. Don't get mad at the word, get mad at me. But I'm gonna make sure you know what these words are, because what people do, they try to tell you what words mean today for today, and not when it was written for back then, and it meant for what it meant back then. And we got to take the same thing for what it meant back then and just move it up to 2022 for what it meant back there in that time. You with me? Not take all the words back then, moving up here, and now we use them for the words of 2022. All right. So, because same thing, people sit there and say they have cancer, but it's in remission. You ever heard that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Remission and remission, we're talking about two things. So here, we're going to see what it says. It says, now where forgiveness is what that's saying. That's what that's saying. So where forgiveness of these, let's go up to 17. Let's get some more stuff, okay? We're going to pull some more stuff and we're going to come back down. So now it says including. So guess what? At verse 17, including is based on a promise. So on that, I'm showing you how I roll through stuff. So everybody just forgive me on how I think, because I might think crazy and people say, yeah, Elder John's kind of crazy, but I'm just showing you how I roll through stuff. So I see right here, it says including something. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go up again. Now I'm going to go up to verse 16. You with me? Okay. Now it says, this is the covenant. Dang, makes a lot of sense now, don't it? Because now we want to know a covenant because we want that remission. We want that forgiveness. You with me? Let's keep reading. It says, this is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, saith the Creator. I will put my law in their hearts and write it in their minds, and write it in their mind will I write them, including their sins, including iniquities, acts of sin, I will remember no more. Why? Now we want to understand why. The reason why, if he done wrote this on our hearts and wrote it in our minds, now will you know what sin is? That's my question to you. Will you know what sin is?
Yes, sir.
So you know what sin is. So if you know what sin is, will you do it?
No.
Okay, so guess what? So since now you know what it is, and most time he's going to show you a similitude, which you can physically see it. Go to Galatians chapter 3, verse 24, read that and come back here. And I want you to read it and we're going to come back here. So just keep your finger on one and come back here.
You said Galatians chapter 4?
Chapter 3, verse 24. Yeah, you need some help with that. We're gonna have a computer.
The law is our schoolmaster.
The law is what?
Our schoolmaster.
To do what?
To bring us into Christ, that we might be justified by faith.
Bingo. Now let's go back to Hebrews. So we got to be justified by Christ, by faith. So based on that, we have to present our bodies as a what?
It's a living sacrifice.
And what do sacrifice mean?
I know what it means, but
don't worry. I'm gonna tell you what it means.
Yeah, tell me.
A living sacrifice. The sacrifice is an established covenant.
Right.
Interesting when you go look at verse 16 now. Now let's look at 16 because now we got a pretty good understanding on what's going on. Let's go back to the pronouncement in verse 16 in chapter 10 in Hebrews. What do it say?
This is the covenant that I will make with them.
Oh, so this is the sacrifice that he's going to make with us. Interesting, isn't it? So let's see what the sacrifice he's going to do for us. Read on.
That I will make with them after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their hearts, and in their minds will I write them.
This is the sacrifice he's going to do for you. Now, do that make sense? We're going to sacrifice our bodies. He's going to sacrifice his word, and what he's going to do with his word, he's going to put it in our hearts and put it in our minds. We sacrifice one thing, he sacrificed something. Now we're on the same page.
Yes, sir.
Let's move down to verse 18. It says now where the forgiveness of these, we got an agreement between each other, right?
Right.
So what's going on with forgiveness?
With forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
He won't remember anymore.
He won't remember. Why? Because we got to understand what he's talking about. So if he's sitting there saying he won't remember them anymore, is it clearing you? Are you being cleared based on the sins that you committed? Yeah. This how we're gonna work it. Now I'm gonna show you something. To where we're gonna look at it. Let's go to we'll go to Numbers 14:18. Then we're gonna go to Exodus as soon as I think of where it is. Numbers 14:18. But I want you, we're gonna keep Hebrews in mind, but we just gonna go there. Numbers 14:18.
The Lord is long suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression.
Oh, hold it right there. Forgiving. Oh, that's where remission is, right?
Correct.
But read on. Go ahead.
And by no means clearing the guilty.
So is he gonna clear you for what you did?
No.
He ain't clearing you for it. He's just forgiving you for it. Exodus 34:7 is what I wanted. Watch, you gonna say this again. And Sister Cherie, I'm gonna charge you for writing down these precepts. You don't supposed to be writing down. I charge for precepts. Okay. Go ahead, my brother.
Keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin.
And what?
And sin.
And by no means what?
And by no means clear the guilty.
Are you getting cleared of them? No, you did them. But he can forgive you for it. Because you can sin in ignorance. Let's go back to Hebrews chapter 10, verse 18.
Hebrews 10:18.
Yeah.
Now where remission of these is.
Remove remission. What is remission?
I was writing it.
It's forgiveness. Yeah. So now read what it is.
Now where forgiveness of these is, there is no more offering for sin. What you
gonna offer it for? Why you need to offer something? Because guess what? Sin ain't there. Did he make a promise to you?
He did.
Oh, so why you need to have that stuff in your mind and your hearts, and you don't have that in your heart and your mind? So you don't have to do anything. And that's all still based on knowing what's going on. Drop down to verse 26 in Hebrews.
For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
It's done. You with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, what other verse you was running to? What other one you had?
What other verse? I had John 8 and 11.
John 8 and 11. Let's go to John 8 and 11. And 8 11. We're gonna hit that one second. Okay, it says, she said, no man, Lord. And he said to her, neither do I condemn thee. Go, sin no more. So the main thing, what was going on here, is where she has committed sin because she was caught in the midst of adultery. But now, did she know she was sinning? That's the catch. But he made something clear to her. One, I don't condemn you of this because you are sinning in ignorance. That's why is that he says no man condemn me. No, he said no, I don't condemn you either. But go and don't do what?
Sin no more.
Because guess what? Do she have knowledge of the truth?
Yes.
Okay, so where's the issue? Because now if she go and do the same sins, is that willful sin?
Correct. It is.
You see how all this, everything falling in place. And you don't, and the best thing about it is, are we using my thoughts, your thoughts, or are we using what God sent to us to think, to see how we need to roll with him? And the main thing is he's not coercing you to doing anything. He's trying to make you see what righteousness is.
Right.
That's all he's doing. And if it's righteousness and you know that's right, okay, then why not fulfill it? That's all he's saying. Because we moving over side to another location, to another kingdom. We're in the wilderness. We're gonna move to another kingdom. And we have to be fulfilling righteousness. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question that most people don't know. Over there, is everything gonna be peaches and cream? I'm asking you a question. In the new kingdom, is it peaches and cream over there?
It is.
Really?
In the new kingdom?
Yeah.
Like heaven?
Yeah.
Is it peaches and cream? Like,
yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Dang. Okay, Tupac. All right.
What? Like,
all right. All right. I can show you in scripture where some people are not going to even show up on the Sabbath day for the worship in the kingdom. And when you don't show up, you don't get no rain. Your buddy you'll be the first one there. Next, you'll be showing up with everything on. The thing is, because now you willfully see, you're not sinning unto death. You're supposed to be doing something. You just ain't you. Oh, I'm gonna take care of this. No, he said no. We got to follow what we're gonna do. I tell you what. So I'm gonna ask you a question that it's gonna be logical. He said some gonna come in on 30-fold, some coming in on 60-fold, some coming in on 100-fold. Correct? So the ones coming in on 100-fold, they following it to the letter. Correct or not correct?
Right.
So you're gonna tell me the ones coming in at 100-fold and the ones coming in at 30, they can follow the same rules and regulations exactly the like? That's what you're telling me?
I haven't got to that part.
You see, in the same thing, I sit there and talk like Scarface. Is that what you're trying to tell me, Tony? You trying to tell me you can come in at 100% and 30% is the same? Is that what you're telling me? You see, now you see my point? So issues can happen. You have some sins that's not unto death. But the main thing is you're always shooting for 100. But some people always need that little coerciousness. It's not that they evil, because they do some things and what they supposed to be doing. Like they can sit there, they say, okay, you don't eat this, don't eat that. Oh, they got that. But it's gonna be some things not unto death. They're gonna sit there, oh, we're gonna tell you what, I get that later. Okay. Most I say, okay, I got something for him. And me and you can be staying right across the street from each other. See, now you're in the kingdom. You're in a whole different ball. You're in a whole new world now. And you got some crops out there, and you sitting there like, Brother Michael, yeah, what's going on? Man, it's raining. We getting rain, but ain't no rain at my house. Ain't no rain at no, it's rain next door, rain at the other side of the door, rain behind me, rain at your house, rain in my house is the only one not getting no rain. It's just sun shining. Okay. Did you go worship last Saturday? No. Oh, okay. It's your own dang fault. Guarantee you next time, I bet your buddy be there. I asked you where you going on Thursday. Oh, I got to go down to Jerusalem. I'm going to work, dude. Today Thursday. I'm going down there to worship. I'll meet you down there. I thought we were gonna roll again. No, I'm going down Thursday. You're gonna be there with twinkle bells on. Because then you'll know. That's the point. Some come in on 30, some come in on 60, some come in. But you don't try to say I'm just gonna try to make it in at 30. Because you don't know where his measuring stick is. You say you're gonna come in on 30, you might come in at on 25. 25, you ain't getting in.
So, yeah, I'm shooting for 100.
So 110. Huh?
So I'm shooting for 110.
That's the way you roll. You keep that with bad boys from now on. That's how you drive. Just like you drive, just like from now on, you drive 110. That's how you drive.
Yeah, I be stressing Mike out because he don't stay too far from me. So we always be playing basketball. And I just be throwing no questions and all that. And he be letting me know, like, bro, like, you thinking too deep.
Yeah. But the thing is, that's what's on your mind. See, that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. So you play shooting hoops and you sitting there, you trying to figure out what's going on.
For sure.
But it's the Most High that's on your mind. That's the key. Because he says, when you get up, what should be on your mind?
Yeah.
When you walking, him. When you laying down, him. Why? Only thing, I tell you what, why are you most people seeking to be here so much and you know where else you're going? Death ain't even in the question anymore. You trying to figure out what's going on over there. Yeah, you choose life here, but when it comes, okay, ain't no death over there. So that's what you keep in mind. All right.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah. So always remember that, a lot of people are going to sin. A lot of people are going to sin and they know they sinning and they're going to willfully sin. Those people have nothing to do with the kingdom. Absolutely nothing. So we don't sit there and trip with it. Don't sit there, oh well, I'm gonna work on it. They willfully sinning. And that's why he says there remain nothing for sacrifice. Because once you have the truth, go back and look at that older lady we was back there talking to. I got it on there where we talked to her back here. And most people don't know. I talked to her 3 or 4 hours the day before. They don't know that me and her talked for 3 or 4 hours just a day before. And then we'll ruffled her feathers, and she made sure she was going to come in the back to check me on it. She said it was something you said. What? Yeah, you said right here. And I felt that you was judging me about what I eat. And she went and she pulled out a scripture and said, you shouldn't judge for me to drink that she's doing. Because I feel you was judging me. It took her 15 hours to pull that verse up because she felt I was judging her. So if she want to eat pork, eat pork. If she want to eat shrimp, eat shrimp. If she want to eat crab, eat crab. It has nothing to do with it. It's all based on desires. So if your desire is stronger than God's say, you know, you don't eat it. Don't eat anything of the shellfish. It tells you that. If it don't have fins and scales in the water, don't mess with it. Do crab have fins and scales? Not one bit. So why are you eating it? But then they eat it and say, first thing they say, don't judge me. Go. What am I gonna judge you for? You doing it. But guess who is gonna judge you? The man I work for. And they gonna say, I'm covered under the blood of Jesus. You know, that's the famous thing they did. That's the famous line I'm covered under the blood of Jesus. Okay. No, you ain't covered under his blood. You covered under something else. This is the issue. What saves you is knowledge. That's what saves you. Once you have knowledge of what you need to do, that's what you need to make sure you're doing all the time. Because as you build in knowledge, that's why you have people, they come back here, they'll tell you the same thing. Oh, elder, I can't do this. Elder, I can't precept. Elder, I can't do this. Elder, I can't do that. But as you get stronger, you're going to keep getting stronger. You're going to get stronger. And the thing is why you go through there. And once you really start comprehending what the word is saying, and same thing, some people that sit there and say, well, I just don't know what the verses are, like you talk about. You can run what verses are, you can quote them, you can do it. Okay. It still come with time. But still, if you know about what the verse says, you got the Bible on your phone, don't you? Put in those couple of words. Say, I'll tell you what, I know it said this, but I just know those. You might have to scroll through sometime 10, 15, 20 verses, but you'll find your verse. And as you learn, you get stronger, and you talking to somebody, you say, man, I'll tell you, dude, you said, no, I can't think of that. But you remember a couple of words that it said, the verse that you want to bring up. You just don't know where it is. You remember those words, though. Put those words in your search and you'll pull it up. And I promise you, you're gonna start coming out automatic. Automatic. And once it starts coming automatic, all hell breaks loose when you talk to people then. The reason all hell gonna break loose, because now they're gonna think you crazy. Because every time you talk, you're gonna sit there with the Bible. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna bring up something about the Bible. No, dude, no, the Bible, dude. No, I'm not saying that. Yeah, we talking the Bible, aren't we? Same thing one guy was telling me last night. But still, they still go to John 3:16. But God so loved the world. Okay, how you gonna guys, and they're gonna say whosoever, how you gonna use that? And we already have the understanding who the world is on what he's talking about. It goes back with first mentions when we look at comprehension. That's why I did that. That's why I tell people they need to go look at comprehension. I'm gonna be doing some more of those, but you need to understand what comprehension is. Comprehension, what they telling you, you need to understand what you read. Comprehension means what you first read based on in that book. That comprehension follows it from one end to the other. That was blockchain. I know I put stuff in different places. I do it for a reason. So don't ask me why I do it, because I ain't gonna tell you anyway. But I do it. I know I do it. So people ain't gotta ask me, do I do it? Because I know I do it. But that's the point of that. So if you comprehend from the beginning on what it said the first time, why you get back here in John 3:16, and now God so loved the world. Now, based on the comprehension on that, what did Uncle Idris say?
Second Ezra's. It was Second Ezra's.
Yeah. What did he say?
14:10.
Yeah. But you already, I'm just saying, you can just tell me about what he said. He said the world is divided into how many parts?
I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
The world has lost his youth and the times began to wax. Wait, am I on that?
No. He'll tell you the world is divided into 12 parts.
Oh, it was verse 11.
Yeah, that's what he's going to tell you. The world is divided into 12 parts. So If we know he sees the world like that, then he goes on later and tells you that all these analogies and tell you that he only chose one people. So now, why when I get to John 3:16, all of a sudden the world is the world? Did you comprehend what it said in the Idris? So you didn't comprehend that. Because if you're sitting there doing that, then who's lying? Then that means God's lying. Why? Because he said in Psalms 89:34, he said, "My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that's going on my lips." Did that go out his lips through the mouth of his prophets? 100%. So if it went out the mouth of his prophet, how in the world you get to John 3:16, which they wasn't reading the New Testament, they was reading the Old Testament. Everyone, that's why I show people all from the beginning, the New Testament is 100% commentary for your Bible. I tell you what, have you ever looked in there and see how many times Yahweh Shai said, "It is written, it is written, it is written, it is written, it is written"? Have you ever seen that? And he constantly says it, don't he? It is written, 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 it is written. Sitting there, he says so much, you said, "Dang, dude, what are you saying?" He's constantly referring you back there where the meat is. But you have all these New Testament believers and all this, and they getting what? They believing in commentary, but they don't know where it's coming from. So that's why when people run into people over here with KJBU, and then all of a sudden they think we got a problem over here, because KJBU people beat them up, and they think y'all crazy. They think y'all crazy just like me. And we ain't crazy. You just know what you're talking about. So if you know what you're talking about, why in the world you sit there and let people say that and just, okay, dude, you think whatever you want to think. You stay on your side, but I guarantee you they won't come bother you no more. Why? Because they know you can walk through that Bible. You can walk through that Bible and you cut on one real good time, oh, bro, they leave you alone. They will leave you alone. Same thing. That reminds me, I got to get ready. Where's my book at? Y'all thought I was playing. You see that right there? Y'all see that right there? Y'all see that right there? And I'm gonna tell you, I gotta thank my brother. I think he in there. I'm gonna gotta go out, but I'm gonna thank him. I gotta thank him real quick. I know he in there. I know I seen him in here earlier. Boy, this is like Christmas. See, because now they can't deny what I say, because this is their playbook. So when I say what they're saying, they can't say they don't believe that, because I'm gonna show you exactly what they believe in this right here. And I'm gonna tell you, they crazy as all get out. When I say they crazy, they are crazy. Actually, I'm gonna show y'all this, and then I'll go out. I actually even bent that page because it almost fell out my chair. And I'm gonna show you this, and then I go out. See this right here? Can everybody see that? What they say? The comparison of the two covenants. Y'all see that? Yeah. Oh, Sister Venus. Oh, they ain't done. The two covenants, all New Testament. Everything is New Testament. All of it. I think I ain't gonna have a ball. I'm gonna have a ball. So with that, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. But y'all enjoy the rest of your afternoons, your evenings. And that stop that, but that'll conclude that what that training was. And most people, they lie to people, where we have like the places of the churches of Christ and places such as that. They tell people where we bring people in the back in Zoom and we beat them up. That's what they believe. And they tell people that to keep them scared, to keep them from coming back there, to really from learning the truth and what the truth actually is. But this is why we're showing a lot of sessions on what we do actually when we go into the Zoom areas. to clearly show them to where they can see exactly what we're doing. And with that, we'll show some other ones when other ones are unable to teach on that day. But just to show you, just to make sure we're clear, we make sure, and people will sit there and say, well, I'm a Christian, I'm a this. What we clearly make sure of, and I make myself completely clear, and you can go back and see videos, and the craziest thing that most people really don't understand, when you sit there and you professing yourself as a Christian, not just in the Bible shows you, but you can literally go right through and look in dictionaries and see the same thing, that Christian means stupid. Stupid. And the craziest thing is people, well, I'm crazy for Jesus. No, you're not, because he will not be dealing with Christians at all. The Bible tells you this, but he said, but if people treat you as this, not you be as that. If people treat you as this, it's crazy within itself. So hopefully, we got some learning stuff from here and some information and how things can be broken down. And the same thing is, I know if you look over here on, I put up another one where we'll be over there on the Church of Christopedia, where we will be doing a teaching over there tomorrow. And the main thing is same is with the that Jack Evans, and then you had Henry Stevenson talking his ignorance again. He failed to understand the Bible, and he called himself a Bible teacher. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna tear down what I promised to tear down in there, to where you're gonna see the framework on how it goes. But he made a comment, and he called himself teaching people on it's three that bear witness in heaven. I'm gonna tear that down completely. And then he also wanted to make sure that how they join money together and to get in the church, and that's what God wants. I'm gonna show that also. But we're gonna tear down the framework of both of those, and you'll see that tomorrow. So we'll be over there, but start being over there for tomorrow. But I'm most likely going to also have it running in both places. We're going to have it running in both places tomorrow for the opening. But the main thing I want you to see is what's going on. And I see someone put in there William Bell. You cannot pay that guy, and I know who this guy is. I know who he's talking about, that brother. But you cannot pay William Bell to speak with me, because William Bell already know what's going on. So they know, and the same thing is a couple of things I clearly know on what that is, because we do also know that Jack Evans has a son. And what I want people to clearly know up front, Jack Evans, the guy that you see the image of, he's passed. But we're not going after him. We're going after his doctrine. Now, he got a son that's living. And same as the guy where we doing everything on, as I told him. I said, I'm almost guarantee you. Now, me and him gotta let aside what we thinking what's going to happen. But like I told him, they going to let Jack Evans get murdered again. Because not one of them, and same as I said before, and they'll sit there, they'll try to change their numbers, but the Church of Christ, and those numbers is pretty accurate, that where we pulled them from. They have more than 7,000 different pastors and brothers that teach. And the same thing, like I said, and I'm making the offer again over there on what we're going to do there, because we're not going to be polluting their ignorance over here. But we're going to show it first, but we're going to mainly put it over there on Christopedia, to where people can learn and see how to break down doctrine. You're going to learn how to do that. And that's one of the simplest ways to which we can do for people. But the same as I offer them, if any one of them is bold enough, confident enough, to where they want to come over. And same thing, I'm making this clear the way you see it's being recorded. We'll give them 10 minutes. We'll give them 20 minutes. We'll give them 30 minutes. We'll give them an hour. I'll give them 2 hours. Whatever time they need to show their doctrine on what's believed. But I will not let them just jump around, well, what about this? What about that? No, you're going to have a doctrine. You're going to come with your doctrine because I already got your book and I already know which one you can go through, whatever one you want to go through. But once you finish with your presentation, we're going to do surgery on you. Because I'm going to prove to people again, and that's the purpose of what that site is for, to show that the Church of Christ has lied for more than 100 years to many people. They have deceived many people, and this church needs to be stopped. And they have a lot of people over there captive to silliness. So the same as my man who put up the money for me, he said, yeah, you can put a site over there for the silliness and you just keep it there. He said, I'm cool with it. Okay, we're cool. So the main thing is I'm going to show it probably on both sides. But then after that, mainly it's going to be over there. When you come there, you come in there to equip yourself. And it's not just to beat up the Church of Christ, but it's to tear down doctrine. And you're going to see the methods and how you actually tear it down. And they can more than welcome to tear our doctrine down, because our doctrine is right there in the Bible. If you want to see what our playbook is, all you do is go to a King James Bible, and you know it includes the Apocrypha. That's our playbook. So you're more than welcome to it any time of the day. But I know what your playbook is. And your playbook is not the King James Bible. It's not the Bible, period. You reference the Bible as commentary. Your doctrine is what you're saying. So one thing they're going to find out is many people are going to be educated based on that. And we're going to go through the comparisons. I'm going to tear down what that Henry Stevenson did. And the same as I said, Henry Stevenson them, these are the sons of perdition. They can say whatever they want to say. But they will come in this peaceful mode, and they some of the worst people that you can see that teaches the Bible. So with that, you see that one young brother that we had here, and he went through and he had those questions. But you see, we make sure you understand what you read as you go through. We have to take our time to understand just those things. So with that, I ask that each and every person, you see those, and you see how we basically do some training, but we go a lot more in depth in this. But that's kind of how you see it. And when people, anyone, because I know some people, even from the Churches of Christ, they want to come back there and see what we're talking about, but they think they're going to get beat up. That's not the truth. You can come back there and just listen. And you can come back there and even ask questions. But I made it clear. And the same thing is anybody from the Churches of Christ is more than welcome to come back there. You're more than welcome to ask any questions. You're more than welcome just to sit there and just say, I just wanted to sit back here and just listen. And the only thing I said is, if Henry Stevenson, Ozan Stephan, or the one who really don't have absolutely nothing to do with the Bible, that Javier Frias, if any one of them come back there, they're going to be met by a full-blown lion. Because I don't deal with idiots, that's what they are, and I don't deal with their stupidity on what they spit out. So, same thing with them, and the same thing what I said with Henry, because Henry sat there and he made comments about not just Dr. Shaul, but he also made comments about the people who learn over here. So I personally have a problem with it. And I'm making sure this is clear because they want to know where I'm coming from. But this time, once we set up over there, it will not stop. It's going to move on, And same as I told Henry before, and I must make this clear again to everyone, they can even send him the clips. This time, and we were doing a pretty good job at it the first time, but this time, we will not stop until Henry doors over at that gooseneck, whatever that church is, until his doors are closed. So with that, I say to each and every person, until tomorrow, I say to all you guys, enjoy the rest of your day. And until tomorrow, shalom.